In a world where so many crime shows start, then stop and take a nosedive, MobLand has stepped in and frankly set the whole genre on fire.
It really has. The first season is a masterclass in tension. It's the sprawling, stylish, and savage look into the rot of the heart of a London crime dynasty.
It's tighter than a brand new jar of pickles, but you know what really sets it apart? The ending. The finale doesn't just wrap things up, it pulls the thread that unveils everything we thought we knew, revealing a surprise that changes the entire game.
And this isn't just about a war between two families anymore. This is actually about a spectacular implosion of just one. Today we're dissecting the rise of an unlikely mob boss, the fall of an old one, and the clues you might have missed that all point to a jaw-on-the-floor finale. I promise you, at the end of this, you're going to see the entire season in a whole new sinister light.
Now be warned, there are major spoilers ahead for all 10 episodes of MobLand Season 1. If you haven't finished, go back, binge it, and then come back here. You're going to want to talk about this one. So to understand how everything just completely falls apart, we have to look at the family itself, right? The Harrigans. On the surface, they are the undisputed kings of the London underworld, a family whose name inspires fear and a twisted sort of reverence.
Exactly, but it's a house of cards, and at the very top sits the patriarch, Conrad Harrigan, played with a terrifying, manic energy by Pierce Brosnan. Conrad is the aging lion, a man who clawed his way to the top and is prone to these bombastic, profane rants and moments of chilling violence. It's so clear that his grip is slipping.
He's a king who has forgotten how to rule, and right beside him, whispering in his ear, is the queen, Maeve Harrigan. Helen Mirren gives a performance that is just breathtakingly sinister. Maeve is the show's Lady Macbeth, a manipulative matriarch who loves causing mayhem. While Conrad may be the face of the family, it becomes increasingly clear that Maeve is its dark, beating heart.
Then you have the next generation, which is where it gets really messy. First, there's Kevin Harrigan, brought to life by the perpetually brilliant Paddy Considine, I think is how you pronounce his name. Apologies if not. But when we first meet Kevin, he seems like the odd one out, normal dad. He's Harry's best friend. He lacks that cutthroat nature. He's tormented by a past trauma and carries the family name like it's some kind of curse.
And speaking of curses, let's talk about Eddie. Played with a perfectly detestable energy by Anson Boone, Eddie is Kevin's son and Conrad, Maeve's grandson. He is a spoiled, reckless, and pathetic brat. From the very first episode, he's not just a character, he's a crisis generator.
Which brings us to the man holding it all together, my personal favorite, Harry D'Souza. Tom Hardy gives this magnetic performance as the family's fixer. Harry's the calm eye in the hurricane of the Harrigan chaos. He's strategic, he's a ruthless operator who cleans up Eddie's messes, he executes Conrad's orders with quiet competence, and he's our anchor in a world with no heroes.
But the world they live in is a powder keg. Their main rivals are the Stevenson family, led by the equally brutal Richie Stevenson. And as if that's not enough pressure, there's another name being whispered in the shadows that has even seasoned mob bosses shaking in their boots. Kat McAllister.
Oh, she's the real ghost in the machine. Kat, played by Janet McTeer, is the mysterious and powerful international cartel operative. She's a high-stakes player who can shut down a cartel execution with a single phone call, and even the Harrigans seem to be walking on eggshells around her. Her presence adds this whole other layer of danger in the series. The collapse of the Harrigan Empire doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow burn, a series of dominoes toppling one by one, triggered by the family's own internal rot.
And the very first domino to fall is, unsurprisingly, Eddie. The whole season kicks off when it's revealed that Eddie stabbed Richie Stevenson's son Tommy to death after a drug-fueled night out. And who's called to fix it? Harry D'Souza. Harry cleans it up, but by doing so, he just reinforces the broken system where Eddie faces no consequences at all.
Yeah, that single act is the first shot in the war with the Stevensons, and what's so brilliant is while Richie Stevenson is presented as this main villain, the show makes it clear the Harrigans are usually the ones escalating things, to be honest. Harry tries to keep the peace, but he's constantly being undermined.
Especially by Maeve Harrigan. You called her Lady Macbeth, and that's actually perfect. She's the master manipulator here. Sources suggest she was the one who goaded Eddie into killing Tommy in the first place. Then, after a truce is called, Richie's wife insults Maeve, so Maeve has her killed with a car bomb, guaranteeing an all-out war. She's playing the long game, constantly trying to turn Conrad's paranoia against loyal men, even Harry.
And as this war heats up, we see this profound transformation in Kevin Harrigan. Paddy Considine's performance is the absolute soul of the show. He starts as this man that's haunted by his past, but as the bodies pile up, something hardens in him, and he finally gets revenge on the men who abused him as a child, and you see him stepping out of the shadows a little more.
Right, but while Kevin is rising, he has no idea about the secrets brewing in his own home. His wife, Bella, played by Laura Pulver, seems like a loyal mob wife, but she's hiding a massive secret. We learn she has a mysterious deal going on with her own father, likely to find a way out of the life. Harry even confronts her about it, but she's determined to see this through.
Yeah, and that's a huge bombshell waiting to go off. Meanwhile, the old king, Conrad, he just keeps faltering. His paranoia, stoked by Maeve, leads him to kill his best friend Archie. He believes that he was a rat. It's devastating in the finale when he learns Archie was actually innocent. He relies on Harry, but resents him for it, seeing his competence as a challenge to his authority. He's a king presiding over a kingdom already in ruins.
Yeah, that's right. The season finale here of MobLand is just a relentless hour of television. It's a brutal restructuring of the entire criminal landscape driven by bloodshed and betrayal.
With Conrad and Maeve temporarily behind bars, there's a power vacuum, and that's where everything collides. The war with the Stevensons is finally brought to an end, but not by Conrad. It's actually Kevin and Harry uncovers the real rat. The family lawyer, I believe, O'Hara Delaney, I believe, and actually uses her as bait.
And they don't just defeat the Stevensons. They annihilate them in a series of perfectly timed ambushes. It's a master stroke that proves Harry's loyalty was never in question and solidifies Kevin's claim as the true leader.
Yeah, but while that war ends, a more personal one explodes. Remember those hints about Eddie's parentage? While visiting Maeve in prison, she drops the bomb on Eddie. Kevin isn't his father. Conrad is, making Kevin his half-brother, which is really, really weird. But it gets even weirder, as it also seems there's a hint to a romantic connection with Eddie, adding to a truly twisted, incestuous layer to this dynamic.
It's total manipulation, and it shatters Eddie completely. His rage, once just petulant, now has a laser focus. He's no longer a pathetic brat. He's a cold, calculating, and monstrous monster. He now believes power is his birthright.
This leads to maybe the most powerful scene of the season, Kevin's confrontation with Conrad in prison. So Kevin, now armed with the truth and newfound confidence, calmly informs Conrad that the war is actually over and he's taking control. He completely disowns Eddie. He tells Conrad that he's your problem now. There's an incredible moment where he actually seizes his father's crown.
But what about Harry? He returns from his victory not to a celebration, but to this quiet, devastating moment. He finds his wife, Jan, who is at her breaking point from the life he's forced on her. During an argument, she lashes out and, forgetting she's holding a knife, accidentally stabs him. The man who takes blows for everyone finally takes one at his very own home. His fate is left hanging in the balance, and it's the perfect cliffhanger.
So when we talk about the twist, it isn't just one thing. It's the slow, horrifying realization of who's truly pulling the strings all along. It wasn't Conrad. It was the Queen, Maeve Harrigan.
Right, and the finale changes everything because it reveals the war with the Stevensons was just a symptom of Maeve's ambition. She operated from the shadows, knowing Conrad was paranoid, and using that to get him to kill loyal men like Archie.
She saw Eddie's recklessness as a tool. She goaded him into killing Tommy Stevenson to start the war. And when that wasn't enough, she actually had Ron Stevenson killed to make sure the city burned. It was a calculated stress test to break the old structure.
Her moves were pure strategy. While the men were fighting in the streets, she was playing a psychological warfare from a prison cell. That revelation to Eddie about his parentage, that was her checkmate. She knew it would turn him into the perfect agent of chaos to eliminate any rivals that she had left.
Maeve's goal was never just to win a war. It was to burn down the old Harrigan dynasty so she could rule over a new one. She didn't want a piece of the kingdom. She actually just wanted the entire board.
And this totally reframes Kevin's rise. He's the unlikely boss, but in a tragic way. Power was thrust upon him because he was the only one left with any competence at all. He took the crown. She's the one who cleared the path by destroying everyone else.
This leaves our moral center, Harry D'Souza, in the most dangerous position imaginable. His defining principle is loyalty, but the family he was loyal to is gone. Conrad's disposed. Kevin is the new boss, and Maeve, the true architect, almost certainly sees Harry as the biggest threat to her long-term plan. He's the one person who could actually expose the entire game.
The explosive finale of MobLand Season 1 doesn't just close a chapter. It rips the book apart. The war with the Stevensons is pretty much over, but the war inside the Harrigan family is just getting started.
Season 2 is definitely poised to explore the reign of King Kevin. So basically, can this tragic hero actually hold the crown? He's strategic, but he leads with his heart. In this world, it's a huge liability. His biggest challenge won't be from the outside, but from his own family. A power struggle between him and his mother, Maeve. It could be the central conflict.
And then you've got the Eddie problem. He is no longer just a reckless kid. He's a man with a claim to the throne and a murderous rage. He sees himself as Conrad's true heir. A power play from Eddie isn't a matter of if, but when.
Plus, don't forget Kevin's wife, Bella, and her secret deal with her father. What happens when Kevin, the new king, finds out his own queen has been plotting her escape? That betrayal could actually shatter him.
And finally, there's Harry. Will he survive? Well, absolutely. You don't get rid of Tom Hardy. But what does he become? Does he go rogue? Then there's the Kat McAllister factor. Harry called in a huge favor from her, and now he owes her. Kat is an international player who makes the Harrigans look like small-town operators. Her calling in that favor will surely be a massive plot point for Season 2.
In conclusion, the first season of MobLand delivered a stylish, brutal, and character-driven crime saga. The charisma of the cast, from Tom Hardy and Paddy Considine to Pierce Brosnan and especially Helen Mirren. I friggin' love Helen Mirren. She elevates this into a top-tier gangster kind of soap opera. The finale was the perfect chaotic culmination of every character's journey, a surprise ending that truly changes everything.
But that's just our breakdown. We want to know what you guys think. Did you see Maeve as the ultimate villain all along? What is your biggest theory for Season 2? Let us know in the comments section below.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, do us a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more MobLand breakdowns, and ring that bell so you don't miss anything in the next video. Thanks for watching.